Welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well today. I wasn't coming on to do a reading. I was just sitting at my desk getting ready to do some writing for a client, and I was doing a reading for myself, trying to ground myself and do all of that stuff, and then my guides led me into my own deck, my karmic deck. I forget what I call it now. There's a name I had for it. I don't remember. But this deck is very, very, just so you know, it's very, very thick. There are hundreds of cards in here, to the point where most of the time I have to divide it into two and shuffle it and then take cards that way, because it's a very thick deck. And cards started flying out, and my guides kept on telling me to keep going, and I was like, but this is a lot of cards. They're like, nope, keep going. And I put it down, and they're like, nope, we still want you to take that card, keep going. So I did, and I've gotten a lot of cards, and I don't know where this is going to lead. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be short. That would be my intention, because I had no intention of coming on here and doing a reading, but there's something here that I feel like they want us to know, want you to know. So let me show you all the cards that came out, and I'll show you in the order they came out to. So we have time. Can you see that? Time or timeline fuckery. Time or timeline fuckery. We have spells to hide you or make you invisible. Then we have, and this one kept on coming out, we have karmic mother energy showing up here. Okay? We have, they tried to trap you in astral prisons to keep you stuck in real time. Then we have, they infiltrated your birth chart and or Akashics to steal or redirect certain resources meant for you. Then we have psychic attacks, gossip in groups, gang-ups. And then we also have, don't eat up their crumbs or compliments. They do this to reel you in for the purpose of diminishing you. And then we have, they've been doing this to you purposely since you were a child. Then we have, it was their mission to keep you loveless, dependent, addicted, and on the brink of suicide. They failed. Then we have, they're sorry. They never thought it would get to this. Can you see that? Then we have, you have absolutely nothing to prove. Protect your integrity. Then we have, they sent this person to distract you and take you off course. And then we have, all their spells are reversing instantly. They squandered your wealth and value, and now they have to answer for this. Then, okay, we have step up your protection and cleansing work, because some don't know when to stop. They lied to spiritual practitioners. Then we had family abuse coming out. Then we have tapa la boca, ferme la bouche, or shut up spells. Then we have, whatever they did to bind you is not working anymore. Then we have, reaper and death energy surrounds this person or situation. Then we have, they are doing everything they can to destabilize you so they can harness root chakra assaults. And then we have, they are not working alone. They have hired other practitioners. So the story that's coming in right now concerning this, I felt this energy yesterday. I spoke about it briefly on Tuesday. This energy of people, factions, energies, corporations, getting desperate and still throwing things out of desperation, wanting to see if they can find a backup code to kind of access you again. What I'm sensing here in this specific situation, there is some kind of family situation that is led, because it's family abuse, but it's led by a karmic mother who your whole life, because they've been doing this to you purposely since you were a child, your whole life, this karmic mother has been an enemy, has been working ultimately against you in order to harness. And to that extent, they may have been doing this alone, they may have been working alone, they may have been working with people from time to time, but the point is they reached a certain point, whether it's now or in the recent past, where they started to work more intensely on you because you were becoming stronger. They started to work on you with other spiritual practitioners. Now it seems that because they're lying to other spiritual practitioners, there are practitioners who won't even take on working with them at this point. And I'm hearing they won't work with them not only because they see now who you are and it's a silly thing to do, but they're also not working with them because this person has no integrity or credibility in how they do things. They also lack respect, which is a pretty obvious thing for a person doing this kind of work, but they lack respect for spirit, but they lack respect for those who they want to do these things for them. This person just is an egomaniac, a narcissist, yeah. But the reason this is coming up, I feel like this situation, somebody has done something recently to you. I feel like that spell has backfired instantly. With this, all their spells are backfiring instantly. I feel like this person tried to get you once again stuck in a lower timeline. I feel like this has to do with romance, guys. I feel like this has to do with money too, but I feel like it has to do with romance in the sense that excuse me, there was a card that was coming out. It was their mission to keep you loveless, okay? Dependent, addicted. There was another one that was coming out. Can't find it now. I have so many cards in. Okay, they sent this person to distract you and take you off course. I feel like there's some kind of energy here where as you get closer into union, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it could even be the energies of things opening up for you in order for your business to expand, or for you to meet your soul tribe. All of these union energies are coming forth where we are getting the opportunity now, as the sun and the moon shift into Aries, to reunite with one another in real time. And together we're stronger, and a lot of this is about the prevention of unions, the prevention of the resources that we needed in order to come together and do what we had to do. So this is why a lot of the attacks are often against love and money. So what I'm sensing here, though, more than anything, they could be sending you a person in real time to distract you. Absolutely. They could also be sending somebody that, what I was getting specifically is that they're trying to actually bind you to a timeline with a person that they originally either put on your path to keep you stuck, or they corrupted. So what I mean by that is that there have been situations in your life, if you have been one of these beings who've been under attack from the beginning in these family structures, right? With a karmic mother, karmic father, or both working together against you. There are situations where, because they are trying, it's their mission, should they choose to accept it, and they did, to keep you loveless, dependent, addicted, and on the brink of suicide, that not only do some of them send you phony people into your life, but a lot of the time, even if you did meet someone and started to vibe with them, whether it was like romance or friendship or other partnerships, there would be a point in that partnership where something would suddenly shift, and the dynamic between you would shift, and everything would go south, or everything would, never get back to a place of of like oneness or intimacy that you had originally. That was the interference of spell work. For some of you, that was them sending that person entities. That was the moment that person was no longer on your side because they'd been infiltrated by these energies. So for some of you, this is a person who they strategically sent to fuck with you, or this is a person who you were involved with, and it may have been kosher in the beginning, but because these people's mission was to keep you out of ascension, they had a long-term view here. This wasn't just like, I want you guys to understand and overstand that these family energies are contracted, and you chose to come into these contracts too because of what it is you had to do, but they were contracted to do this in order to prevent ascension. They were contracted not only spiritually, but many of them entered into physical contracts by opening themselves up to being parts of orders, societies, covens, etc., where their ability to climb in these groups and therefore climb materially in the matrix meant that they had to continually do fucked up shit. And because really what these covens, these groups, these orders ultimately wanted was access to divine beings, their energy fields to fuck with. These family members are the gateways to that. So again, whenever these people pledge to these orders, especially, it becomes their ultimate priority. Their loyalty becomes to them for many reasons, but including the fact that if they don't remain loyal, they're exposed, they can be hurt, their family can be hurt. So many ways that they keep them loyal, quote unquote, to their cause. So part of whatever situation this family got involved with, your family got involved with, your karmic mother was at the helm of this energy. It doesn't mean that there weren't others involved, because we do have group activity here. There are people within your family, and it probably was all of them, who were psychically attacking you and might still be doing that, especially if you're feeling these energies and you are resonating with this reading. This group, these psychic attacks are designed to get you into mental confusion. And when you're in a state of mental confusion, then the seed can be planted in order to drag you back down into a state of believing something about yourself that's not true. And when you can start to access a belief about yourself that's not true, that's when they can connect you to a timeline where you were living your reality as if that lie was your truth. I hope you're following me. So this is ultimately the strategy I'm seeing right now that someone has been trying to do recently. This is recent energy. It's why it's coming up. This karmic mother, this person has tried to send you mental magic along with other people, and it can be like the gossip can be conscientiously trying to do that. A lot of these people, especially these karmic mothers, I hate to say, they, because I'm the type of person who I love to give people the benefit of the doubt, and that has caused me so much stress and distress in the past, to the point where my guides won't let certain things rest with me until I'm seeing the whole truth, because I don't like to see this ugliness in people. But it is what it is. This is the road and the life that they chose, the energies they chose. A lot of these karmic mothers are very invested in your destruction on a conscious and a conscientious level. You see, when I first started getting into, dissecting these energies, I really did believe it was just narcissistic abuse. And a part of me would have felt better accepting that, because then the whole veil wouldn't have been stripped. Because narcissistic abuse, when it's just abuse, you can say it's a person's woundedness. You can say it's their unconscious programming and conditioning that is a response to their woundedness, right? It doesn't make it acceptable, but it makes it easier for you to stomach, because then it's less personal. It's less violent. But what I've been dealing with here recently, the energies that they're showing right now, and the reason they're wanting these things to be shown, especially as we, exit this entirely and move into a new cycle. Because bear in mind, that the reason they're showing us this right now is not because you have anything to worry about. I don't think you have anything. If this is your message, your story, you don't have anything to worry about. For one thing, the reason why they're showing this is because everything must be exposed. But for another reason, it's because they want us to stop. Some of us live in that place of giving people who have hurt us the benefit of the doubt and saying, even if we've walked away and we've closed the cycle, oh, they didn't know any better. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And that might be the case for some. But some of these people have been doing calculated shit from the time you were a child to destroy you. It wasn't just their woundedness. They knew what they were doing, and they chose to do it because in their mind, the benefits of what it was that they were going to receive for fucking with you was greater in value than your life or any quote-unquote love they may have had for you. And I would say that people like this don't even have the ability to love. So if they are still in relationships, romantic relationships, you can know for sure that those relationships are not rooted in love. These people, who go to this level, they've lost their capacity to love. Hence the reason why they are no longer connected to source or to spirit. Because remember, I said to you at the end of the last reading, I said to you guys, you're fucking awesome, you're amazing, because you've been dragged down to hell time and time again, and you still came back with the heart of God because you still love. There are people who've been dragged through hellish situations and experiences who may come out, but the way they come out is by saying, I'm going to come out by stepping on everyone and everything that gets in my way so I can have my way because I'm never going to be hurt like that again. That's not the heart of God. That's not the heart of God. That's not love. That's not love. Whereas you've come out, if you're a divine being and you're vibing with my energy, you've come out and you're just like, I don't, I see the energies. I don't want to, I'm going to climb out by, doing the healing work and finding out what part of me is responsible for the pattern, etc., etc. And then I'm going to leave these other people to their own devices. I'm going to let karma deal with them. I don't have to step on anyone. I just need to rise above what it is that trapped me. And this is why you have the heart of God versus them. We all had the same opportunity. This is a message that's been coming through for me in the past few days that my guides have been wanting me to share also. We are all humans are a fragment of the divine. Now, we're all given free will. And the difference between you and many of these people is that you've used your free will across incarnations to keep rising. And they chose their free will across many incarnations to step on other people or other beings, step on other forms of life, create death where there shouldn't be death, create imbalance where there should be balance. They chose that. It doesn't mean that we didn't start on equal footing. It was their free will choice to be jerks that have them where they are. This is what makes you divine. We all were born, let's put it this way, we all were born originally divine, whenever that was, whatever timeline that was. It's your choice to pursue the heart of the Creator. Or if you don't believe in, the Creator or God, it's your choice to pursue universal balance and integrity that has kept you in your state of divinity. So, I say all of that because I feel like these messages are wanting to come up right now because we need to be seen. We need to know as we walk out of old cycles and we walk into new ones, we need to stop giving some of these people energies, factions, corporations, the benefit of the doubt and calling them ignorant and telling ourselves they didn't know what they were doing. When some of them, there's murdering a person out of defense or trying to survive. And then there's cold-blooded murder. And a lot of this was cold-blooded, spiritual, energetic energetic murder and genocide. Let's call it what it is. Because they needed those energies to contribute to the matrix energies of what happens physically on the earth plane, which is all of this imbalance, this genocide, racism, discrimination, all of these methods and mechanisms that they use to separate us and then use us to control one another. In order for the imbalance to occur, there had to be people who agreed to the abuse, who agreed to, okay, well, if the only way for me to come above this is to be the abuser, then I'm going to do it. You get what I'm saying? They had to sign on for that. Many of them signed on for this consciously. There were those who, because of the system, in order to survive, they took on these behaviors. You did. We all did to a certain extent because we had to survive, but we weren't consciously out there making choices to hurt people, to block people, to control people. And when we became aware of how these energies had used us to do that, we backtracked and stopped. But there are people who knew what they were doing and continually across incarnations have done this, and across this entire lifetime have done this. For some of you, you were sent into this family line. All of you as divine beings were sent into family lines to break the densities within their bloodlines and the contracts that they've made with lower astral entities to be in the matrix. You were all sent into these dense family lines to give them a chance. That's pretty much everyone's story that is a divine being who came in still with that divine integrity to come and help the planet ascend. That's everyone's story. But for some of you, there is this, you had an appointment with this karmic mother, with this person who was in your life as your mother. You chose, you knew this person was your enemy. You chose to come into this lifetime because there was something you had to put to bed with this person. And what it is that you had to put to bed, you came to bring their judgment. But the only way their judgment was going to come is if you rose above the energies of what was happening between you and this person, to see it for what it really was, and you reclaimed your throne and you reclaimed your crown. Because this being, this energy, you've been dealing with it for many, many lifetimes. Different face, different presentation, same energy. And there's something here about this like, it's like almost like a I don't know the word for, I can see it happening, you know, like how in the old country and western movies they have, or it doesn't even have to be country and western, it's like, it's a tactic of fighting where the two fighters will walk in the opposite direction back to back, and then they'll turn around and aim. It's kind of like that. It's a face-off. That's the word I'm looking. It's like a face-off and energy that has been occurring between you and this person in the spiritual planes, and you've already won. You won because you chose love. You won because you even chose love for this person. And when I say love, that doesn't have to mean that you're all like, you know, sentimental and all that other shit. Love isn't what we've been made to believe it is. You know, in the terms of the matrix, love isn't soft and fuzzy. Love requires us to make difficult decisions, right? And for some of you, the loving thing you have done has been to expose them, because by exposing them, you give them the opportunity to ascend. The loving thing you did was by coming into their lives and choosing the kind of contract that you chose, whereby you wouldn't know that this person was your enemy, whereby you would still try to love them until you realize they were your enemy, to help them to see their own light, to help to reignite the light that they themselves put out, and it wasn't even your responsibility to help them to see again, but you still chose that. Your soul chose that as part of the journey. You've done nothing but love. And I want you to know this, even if there are things you've done in your own darkness and misunderstanding of who you are on this path, you must get that your soul's purpose, even if you were not walking in alignment with your soul's purpose was to love this person. And this is why this card came out that, where is it? I have so many cards in front of me. Something about them squandering your value and now having to pay. This energy that's coming, I can't find it right now, but this energy that's coming up about them squandering your value, it's not, oh, here we go. They squandered your wealth and value, and now they have to answer for this. This isn't just from this lifetime. This isn't just from this lifetime. This person has squandered your true wealth and your value across. In other words, they have taken every opportunity to murder you, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, across lifetimes for material gain. They have done this to you time and time again, and you took a chance and came into this lifetime with the hope that this time they would get it right. You put yourself on the line in order that they be saved, and they still chose to put you on the chopping block. And not only do they still choose, but they're still trying. They're still trying because this energy is active. It's alive. This is why it says here, step up your protection and cleansing work, because some don't know when to stop. For some of you, this energy, you might be battling many energies, not only this one. And if this is not your reading, if you are not dealing with a karmic mother, then this might not be your reading, or you might be dealing with someone. You might have a divine partner, like whether it's romantic, a friend, soulmate energy, someone from your soul tribe who's dealing with this energy too. But the point is, it's active. This person is still actively trying to do, but the funny thing is that the other card that came up is that they're sorry because they never thought it would get to this. But that's not stopping them from continuing. And I'm gonna, explain very quickly again how and why that is. It's because so many of them are so deep. They're balls deep in this shit right now. They're balls deep in this shit. That what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Are they really going to come back to you and be like, I'm so sorry. I signed myself up to a cult 30 years ago, and right around the time you were born. And they said that in order for me to pledge, I had to just simply, put your name on this thing, and that it didn't mean anything. And so I did. And things just started to get out of hand more and more and more and more until they were asking for this and asking for that. And I had to do it simply to survive. Are they really going to come and tell you that whole story now? And risk having to see their own darkness? Most of them won't. It's not that they're not thinking about it. It's not that they are completely bereft of a conscience, because some of them, if they're sorry because they never thought they would get to this, it's because they have a conscience. But for some of them, they're sorry. They never thought it would get to this. They're sorry because they never thought it would get to the point where where the roost would be up. Where you'd wake up, where you take back your power. They thought that they'd be able to take you for a ride forever. And that's what they're sorry about. They're not sorry for their actions. They're not sorry for how they've hurt you. They're not sorry for how they've derailed you. They're not sorry for how they've kept you off of your path, and they've sent things time and time again to break you down and to tear at your soul in order to get something in the false matrix system so they can continue the pretense of who they are. They're not sorry for all of that. They're sorry they're about to be caught. They're sorry they can't do it anymore. But many of them are sure as hell not sorry for the pain they've caused you. And this is why this is coming up, because for many of us, we have to come to the recognition and the realization. It's like, in order to put these energies to bed, it's almost like we have to be completely devoid of any deception anymore. And some of us are still living in this energy of deception, of believing that some of these people, they didn't know what they were doing. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And some of them consciously, conscientiously, repeatedly put you on a chopping block, put you in the gallows to save their own asses. And not even to save their own asses, because that would be more commendable. Some of them did it so they could have lavish lifestyles. Some of them did it so they could have access in the matrix. In other words, this wasn't like, if I don't do this, I'm never going to eat again. It's, if I don't do this, I won't get to live my life on my own terms. So fuck this person, because my life is of more value than theirs. And this is why they're fucked. Because a divine being knows that everything has value. A rock has value. An ant has value. A raindrop has value. There is nothing that exists throughout all of creation that doesn't have value. And people like this who aren't able to see that are not welcome in the new earth. Their value system is not in alignment with the new earth. And remember, and I said this in the last video, your new earth wealth is based upon your divine frequency. It's based upon your value system. It's based upon your ability to see value in everything. The more value you see in everything, the more your value increases, the more wealthy you are. That's how it works. This is why most of these people are about to be destitute. It's an energy thing. It's an energy thing. The money that they were getting was based upon the energy they were stealing that they can't take anymore. Because I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You are not here to attract wealth or to attract abundance. You are wealth. Let me say it again. You are wealth. You are abundance. How can you attract something that you are? It doesn't make sense. That's why manifestation isn't really for creator beings. Yes, we manifest, but that's not how this is not ultimately us living in the fullness of our divine power. We are creators. We create from the standpoint that we are wealth. We are abundance. You don't have to attract what you are. You don't have to manifest what you are. You just need to bring it to life. Beings that have to manifest off of an energy are vampires. They're cannibals, especially when they're doing it in order to put someone else at an energetic deficit so that they can lord it over them and act as if they're better. This is why they're about to deal with the shit they're about to deal with. And trust and believe that whatever this person is throwing, this person is trying and has been trying to put endings and death energy in the good things that come towards you. They have targeted your love life with death energies. They've targeted your health with death energies. They targeted your money with death energies. They've made it so that every time you've begun to bloom, everything died, so that they could then run in and take your wealth and abundance frequencies for themselves to manifest off of it. So they're still sending you death energies. They're still sending it to you, but here's what's about to happen, especially with this new moon in Aries and the sun moving into Aries and this shift. The more you recover your power, and right now what's happening is that as we move into, this Alpha Omega portal, the end of the Pisces moving into the Aries energy, as we move into this energy, you are automatically receiving back what is yours in accordance with the work you've done and what you've made yourself ready to receive back. This is how it works. Nobody has control over this. Nobody ever did but you. You will receive back in accordance with what you believe is yours. This is why this whole window has been about us reconnecting with and recovering our faith. Do you know that you're an infinite, multidimensional being? Do you know that you are wealth? Do you know that you are abundance? Do you know that the whole value system of the matrix has been based upon you and your energy? Do you know that? Because if you know that, you're not going to be thinking small. You're not going to be thinking small, and you're not going to be seeing the opportunities coming towards you as being too big, because you'll realize that you're infinite. So if you truly believe that, then you know that nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible, and the only barrier to you receiving will be your belief. And this is why they're attacking with the confusion energies and the psychic attacks and trying to get you into a lower timeline, like I said in the beginning, trying to get you to believe the lie that you took once upon a time and then created your reality. off of very well. You did it so well. You created a really low vibrational reality for yourself based upon the lies that you were fed, because that's how powerful you are. You take what energy you have, you create from it, you magnify it, because that's how powerful you are. And that's why they had to stop you. And right now, this person is trying to drag you into an old timeline, but they're trying specifically not only to drag you into a timeline, this is what was coming up, they're trying to attach you to a person that you had an old timeline with. They're trying to attach you to a person. So if you have a timeline where you, for example, were in an abusive relationship romantically, and you have a divine partner coming in, they are trying to bind you to the energy of that person you had an abusive, they're trying to reopen a soul tie. They're trying to use work, and they're not doing it in ways like, for some of you, that person might show up in your reality. I don't think that's what's going to happen, because most of you are too smart to take back somebody who you know has been an abuser of your soul. So a lot of this is happening again in the astral planes, spiritually. So the way it's going to show up for you, if this is what they're doing, you might dream about this person. You might dream about happier times with this person. You might find yourself having, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're thinking about them, thinking about the good times you had, wondering how they're doing. You know, like not forgetting entirely what it is that you've been through, but it's almost like the overlay, your focus, the energy that they want you to focus on is good. So for some of you, it was the way this person lured you into a trap because they were an op anyway. And for others of you, they want to attach you to the energy of when this person and you were in alignment before the spell work came, and they were turned into an op. Hope you're following me here. But there's also something here, because we have here, they have the spells here to hide you or make you invisible. And for some of you, this is like obvious if you do something like what I do. If you have a public platform and you have a message to give, or you have or even if you work within the vicinity or within the energy of being quite, you know, in the front of whatever it is that you work, like being the face of something, or being, you know, like they're doing the work that they're wanting to do is to hide you or to make you invisible. So yeah, there's that part of it, right? To make you, this is the energy of being overlooked for who you are. You go into situations, some of you have gone into jobs and workplaces, and you have been, like in a matter of days, you've become better at the job than people who've been there for years, because that's your power as a creator and a divine being. When you pick something up, you pick it up like this. That's just how you are. And some of you, you've done this stuff before, so you just went into the place and you were activated, right? But still, even with that said, you might have still been overlooked. Those are invisibility energies being sent towards you. But it's almost like this energy I'm getting right now, it's like they're trying to hide you or make you invisible from that which needs to see you. So it's not just like a work thing, a message thing. This is like, or a money thing. This is a love thing. This is a coming into union with your soul tribe. It's like trying to distort the energy surrounding how you're received, or it's almost like what they're showing me is like you could be walking down the street and your divine partner or a person who is like a soulmate, friendship, business is walking right down the road with you, and it's like you guys cross one another, but you don't even, it's like you don't even see one another, you don't even exist. It's like you're in another dimension, because that's ultimately what they're trying to take you out of the dimension that you've come into by way of healing, and that really you should have always been in. And they're trying to put you into another dimension whereby you can cross paths with someone, and because you're not in alignment with that energy, you're in an old timeline. Things don't roll out smoothly the way they're supposed to. There's a lot of trying to get into people's akashics. and their birth charts. They're trying to mess with your birth chart right now, and especially your Taurus energy. I said I would come back and do a like share with you some of the downloads I've received around that, and I will, because we're already at the 40-minute mark. But there's something about that Taurus energy. Your Taurus is physiologically, physically, it's over your throat, it's over your neck. This is your Taurus energy. And when you look at your energetic field, the back of your neck is also, some would say, that part of your energy field is kind of what is attached to your Akashics. And you'll notice that in a lot of these Hollywood movies, when they have a parasite attached to people, it's right there, right? It's like to intercept the ability to receive what is divinely yours, but it also shuts down the crown and the third eye from accessing the throat, which is your seat of truth and your ability to express your divine truth. Your Taurus and your Gemini energy help you to express your divine truth in the world, your divine value in the world. Your throat energy specifically also, which is also your fifth chakra, it's your fifth dimensional axis, it's the seat of truth. It's where the divine messages you've received come onto the earth and are ready to be melded with your feelings about yourself to become concrete and real. So there's something about blocking that energy. There's something about blocking that energy. But with the Taurus energy, what they've been showing me with this Taurus energy, it's fixed sign energy. It's like they're working against 3 of the fixed signs in your chart. So pay attention to where this is in your chart. I don't know if I'm going to go deeper into this right now. Maybe I'll just, share what I have with you in this video very quickly. So the fixed signs of the zodiac are, it begins with Taurus, 2nd house, Leo, 5th house, Scorpio, 8th house, and Aquarius, 11th house. Those are the fixed signs. It's what, there are 3, groups. There's cardinal energy, fixed energy, mutable energy. Cardinal energy is when something is new and it's beginning and it's boundless and it's moldable. And when you get into fixed energy, that's when that energy that's moldable and malleable becomes concrete, and you the power of the fixed signs is that you can then choose how you want that energy to be. And the mutable energies come in for the integration. They help to integrate. So there's some flexibility with the mutable energy, but the flexibility that is there is in order to take the fixed energy and to integrate it into your reality. The fixed energy is so important, and the reason why it is, these are the signs that are attached in the tarot to the Wheel of Fortune, the number 10 card, which is the wheel of, karma, the Wheel of Fortune, karma and dharma, and the World card, which is Saturnian. So the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter energy, your ability to expand, and the World card is Saturnian energy. It's the end and the complete closeout of a cycle, but it's bigger than that. Most of the time it's the end of an age. But really what it is, it's an end of a 19-year solar cycle. That's really what the Saturnian energy is. The World energy is. When you look at these energies and what they rule in your charts, physically in your body, then you might be able to see how and where this energy might be affecting you. So like I said, the Taurus energy is your throat and it's your neck, right? So if you've been having stiffness and all that other stuff, you can know it's something to do with your Taurus energy. Your Taurus energy is your 2nd house of value. It is your divine treasure. It is what has been blessed to you divinely, which is now the way that you bring that value into reality, the way you monetize that is by connecting with knowing you have it, which is why they want that thing on your neck, with knowing that what you have, knowing what is yours is the first thing. You must know what it is that you've been divinely sent with in order to access it, which is why at every turn they try to hack your Akashics. Knowing what it is that you have, knowing your treasure, knowing your value, is then what allows you to bring it forth through into the earth planes. And in order to bring it forth into the earth planes, it must come through your heart energy. Your heart is your stargate, but your heart is also what projects the fullness of your divine and earthly truth, in order that everything that is yours comes towards you. That's what your heart energy does, energetically speaking, in your body. But it's also a stargate. It's what connects you, interdimensionally. I won't get into it too much right now, but your heart is how you project the energy that you are in order to, on the earth plane, in order to recall back to you what is rightfully, what belongs in that energy. And this is kind of what's happening right now. But the Leo energy, which is the second of the fixed signs, is over your heart and it's over your back. Okay? Again, that energy of having something placed upon your back to keep you out of something. The Leo energy, though, is also over the solar plexus in your energy field. So that's when your divine value, your divine blueprint goes through your heart space and it's integrated into your reality to become your gold print, meaning it's actually here on earth. It's your treasure chest here on earth. This is why so much of, but your solar plexus is a seat of where you are, where your value is either maximized or minimized in childhood. So your solar plexus is where you store the information from your second house. So your second house, the house of Taurus, is where your divine value is. It's who God says you are. It's what you have. And when you come into the earth plane, the way that you access the remembrance of that, or you forget, is by way of your family relationships and your family interactions and your community, third house energy, Gemini. That's how you begin to either grow in the knowledge of the value, or you descend and you forget even more. Hope I'm making sense. So there's a connection to all of this now. And then the Scorpio energy is how you birth your solar plexus energy. It's a birthing canal. It's connected to your womb chakra. It's how you take the treasure that has now been made real because you know it, you believe it, you've connected your feelings to it, and then the Scorpio energy helps you to birth it. Aquarian energy is attached to your ankles. It's then how you walk that out in the world, and you also use that treasure to help the group mentality. That's the point. Now, what it feels like they've been doing, and they still are trying to do with the fixed cross energy, is to attack the first and foremost Taurus energy, so check where it is in your chart, then the Leo energy, and now recently, because they haven't been able to disconnect people from the truth of who they are, they were trying to intercept it at the sacred energy, at the sacral energy, at the Scorpio energy. And so now it feels like they're trying to move into the Taurus energy with this invisible energy of trying to make it so that you cannot go out into the world and be accepted or take your treasure into your groups or whatever. This is where we are right now. And this is all to kind of try to rig the wheel of fortune. It's what they've been doing the whole time, but it's a little bit different this time around. They're still trying to rig the wheel of fortune. And I say all of this because all of this karmic mother energy has been part of this game for you as an individual, but collectively this rigging the wheel of fortune has been an energy for all of us, whether it's played out this way or in other ways. So there's something about and not only is the Scorpio energy connected to the sacral and the womb chakra, it's also connected to, marriage and partnerships and the way you merge money with another person, or, you begin to build divine legacy. It's attached to all of that. So at every turn, they've been trying to rig it. And I'm not going to get too much deeper into this because I have to go. But this is where the divine, they've been trying to stop with the divine partnerships with the Scorpio energy. And this is why the sacral energy has been very much attached to their organized religion systems. because they never wanted you to fully express that. So they had you laden in guilt, whether it was through organized religion or whether it was through the way the you know, law, legal system, society has been based upon their religious ideas, in order to keep you limited and to get stuck in guilt. It's all to come against the expression of that, because Scorpio energy is over collective wealth. That's really what it is. Taurus energy is over personal wealth. So all of those signs of the fixed cross are to do with your wealth and the distribution of it in real time. And this is what they've been trying to mess with. It's why those are the ones on the Wheel of Fortune. It's even why with Jesus he went to the cross. Going to the cross is every time an energy is about to shift. There's a sacrifice that has to be made. Whether you're walking in integrity or whether you are energy harvesting, there is a sacrifice that has to be made. So for many of us, a sacrifice that has to be made at this point, and this is only within the context of getting out of the matrix system, because the matrix system was based upon sacrifice. You must go to the cross. And for you, what you have to sacrifice right now, because I have to wrap this up, I'm sorry guys. What you need to sacrifice right now is the belief in other people's innocence, because your belief in other people's innocence, or you're not being able to fully access the fullness of the truth of how wicked some of these people were or are, is what's going to kind of skew your ability to see the fullness of your own power and your value. Like, in order for you to expose the fullness and the truth of who you are divinely, you must expose the fullness and the truth of who they aren't, or who they truly are. Who they aren't divinely, but who they truly are, if that makes sense. And once you're able to do that, that's how you connect to the fullness of your power. That's how you put their light, their false light out, and recover the fullness of your own light. And this is important because they're sending you a lot of death energy, and when you step into the fullness of knowing the whole story and accepting it, is when the death energy is going to, well, it's going to ricochet back on them. It's like how they're showing me right now. It's like, even if the energy is not affecting you, and for some of you it is, but definitely not to the extent that they want it, it's kind of in a vacuum. It's in a holding space between you and this person, and it's getting ready to be catapulted, but it's almost like in order for it to go all the way back and to exit your life now for good, you have to come into full alignment with your truth. And not only do you have to come into full alignment with your truth, you have to sacrifice the lie. You have to sacrifice all the lies. And there's something about having to sacrifice any lies that this person has tried to bind you in. Anyway, I hope that this reading hasn't been all over the place. I'm sorry that I can't get an Angels of Abundance card, but I really do have to run. I didn't think this would be this long, but if you would like to donate to the channel or donate a debt to the channel, all that information is below. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your subscriptions, your comments, your likes, your subscribes. Sorry for the sun. Well, I'm not ever sorry for the sun, but if it has obstructed your ability to see me properly, if you are one of those rare people who actually watches and doesn't just listen, my apologies for that. Yes, if you would like to work with me, all of my information is on my website, which is linked in the description box below. I don't have a checkout function there because I like to know who's coming to me. So please, when and if you decide on what service you'd like, please drop me either an email, which is in the description box below, or go through my website through the Contact Me page, which will take you directly to my email anyway. So I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm sorry to be rushing today. I might come back later and do another reading because I really was not expecting to do this. They just kind of threw me into this right now. But I'm sending you so much love, joy, peace, every beautiful thing under the sun. Until next time, be well.